Good morning, friends. Welcome to Gyanniketan live class. I am Pawan Kumar Mishra, and I am present here with the topic factors influencing the distribution of population in the world. From the chapter, the world population, growth, distribution, and density. This is the chapter of fundamentals of human geography. In the previous units, we have studied about the distribution of population over the earth's surface. And what we have noticed, the distribution of population is quite uneven. Population is unevenly distributed over the earth's surface. 90% of the total population, which is over 7 billion, at present 7.6 billion we can take. So 90% of the total population live only in 10% of the total area of land. This shows that some areas are overpopulated, densely populated, while some areas or larger part of the earth's surface are thinly populated, have sparse population. So there must be certain regions that cause these variations, that cause high concentration of population in certain areas, while sparse or low concentration of population in certain areas. The reasons that cause this variation of the concentration of population in particular areas, we can call them the factors influencing the distribution of population. Factors influencing the distribution of population. In the previously also we have studied that distribution of population has a direct relation with the distribution of natural resources. But besides natural resources, there are certain other factors also which influence the distribution of population. Let us now know what are those important factors that cause variation in the concentration of population over the earth, and that is why the map appears some at certain places well populated, densely populated, while at other places, at larger places, we have very thin population or low population. So all the factors that influence the distribution of population on the over the earth's surface can be grouped into three. I mean, can be divided into three groups. First of all, we take geographical factor. Geographical factors. Second is economic factors. And third, we can take social and cultural factors. All these factors are important in influencing the distribution of population, but geographical factors have their own importance in attracting the population or distracting the population. So we will study what are the different geographical factors that influence the distribution of population. There are many geographical factors where we may not be able to take all of them into a study, but there are four major geographical factors which play a crucial role in the distribution of population. Four major factors. What are they? One by one, we'll study them. First is availability of water. Availability of water. We know that water is essential for life. We need water for drinking, washing, household works, as well as for cattle, agriculture, and industries. In short, we can say that without water, survival is impossible. And so people prefer to live in the areas where fresh water is easily available. Fresh water, we need fresh water. Human utilize fresh water, not saline water. So people prefer to live in the areas where fresh water is easily available. And this is the reason that most of the river valleys which have adequate supply of water, fresh water, have dense population, attract more people to live in those areas. So they have dense population. At the same time, we find the areas which have uh, scarcity of water, which face scarcity of fresh water, have low level of population, low distribution of population. So water plays an important role in influencing the distribution of population. Water, availability of water. Second, we can take second is landforms like plains, plateaus, mountains, etc. The land forms, the land on which we live, they are in different forms. Like plain, plateaus, mountains. They all vary by their slopes. They all vary by their surface features. Plains, people like to live in the plain areas, flat, plain, or gentle slope on the gentle slope, along the gentle slope, which have gentle slope. To land with a gentle slope or flat plains are densely populated because these flat plains or gentle slopes support the development of road, transport network, as well as agriculture and industries. It is easy to construct road and it is easy to grow crops on the plain, and so it is easy to develop industries also because of better transport network. So people like to live in the plains and as well as on the gentle slopes. But mountains or hilly regions which have rugged surface, uneven surfaces, they hinder the development of transport and communication initially, and so initially do not favor agriculture or industries. So mountain slopes with steep slopes of mountain or rugged surface of mountain do not support agriculture or industries. There are, and it has water problems also. So people do not like to live in those areas. And this is the reason we can say, in as we can take the example from India only, Ganga plain or the northern plain are thickly populated, while Himalayas, the hills and mountains of Himalayas, hill ranges of Himalayas are sparsely populated, thinly populated, or some areas are not populated. So landforms also play an important role or vital role in influencing the concentration of people at particular in the particular areas. Now the third is climate. We know the meaning of climate. It is the average weather condition of an area, which includes the condition of temperature, pressure, humidity, etc. There are different types of climatic regions and different types of climate over the earth. Some climates are harsh, extremely hot or extremely cold. Like hot deserts or polar regions, we find they are extreme cold. People like to live in the areas where there is a comfortable climate, where there isn't much seasonal variations. Like people, so people avoid or do not like living in the harsh climatic condition or extreme climatic conditions, which is very hot during summer or very cold during winter, or the areas with heavy rainfall have and dense forest like the area along the near the equator, along the equator, that area is of heavy rainfall, so people do not like to live and in these areas because they are not favorable for human habitation. But people prefer to live in the moderate climatic region, and this region, most of the coastal areas, most of the plain areas are densely populated because they have better climate, moderate climate for human inhabitation. This is the region that Mediterranean climatic region around the Mediterranean Sea, as well as in some other parts of the world like Australia or in America. So people like to live that Mediterranean climatic region offer moderate climatic conditions, better climatic conditions for human habitation, and so that is considered very conducive for human development, and so that area has been populated, densely populated since the historical period of time. So, and if polar regions are not populated or less populated, if Sahara Desert or Atacama Desert or Gobi Desert or our Thar Desert are less populated because of the climatic conditions, climate plays important role there. Now we have soil. Soil, our earth crust is covered with a layer of soil, and they vary in their thickness and type, color, texture, fertility, presence of minerals, etc. So soil is of different types. Some soils are very fertile, some soils are less fertile, some soils are not at all fertile. Soil provides the basis for the growth of plants. That means soil support agricultural and allied activities. Without soil, we cannot grow plants, and without plants, we cannot have food. So, the areas with fertile soil, loamy, alluvial, fertile soil, attract more people because this soil can support intensive agriculture. I mean, that can support larger population, that can support larger production because they are capable of producing more and better crops. So, of course, if we see the population distribution in the world, so it is closely related with the presence of the types of soil also. The alluvial soil, the loamy alluvial soil, which is considered to be the most fertile soil, supports intensive agriculture. So they are capable of supporting larger number of people on it, and so these areas of the world are densely populated. So what we have seen, the availability of water, landforms, climate and soil. And climate and soil are the major geographical factors in influencing the distribution of population over the earth. Now, if we see the second one is economic factor. Economic factors. We all need to engage ourselves in certain economic activities and generate income. So the activities that generate income we call economic activities. And it has wide range of activity, it includes wide range of activities. Agriculture or animal husbandry, fishing, forestry, manufacturing, process and industries or industrial activities or different types of services. All these are economic activities. So there are three economic factors which influence the distribution of population. First is minerals, presence of minerals. Minerals are necessary for industrialization, industrial production, and industries are necessary for economic growth. So the areas with minerals attract industries, and they themselves need to be taken out, extracted, and both so mining and industries attract skilled, semi-skilled, and different kinds of workers in the area. And so when mining starts, it attracts industries also, and along with mining and industries activities, a number of job opportunities, employment opportunities are created in the region that attract the people from all around, and gradually the area gets populated, even if it was not. We Zambia, Katanga region of Africa, that is copper belt. So Katanga, Zambia region of copper belt of Africa is well populated mainly because of the presence of minerals there. So minerals, the availability of minerals, the presence of minerals play an important role in uh, population distribution. Number two is urbanization. Urbanization, rural and urban area, we know, and we compare also urbanization, cities and towns. They offer better job opportunities, I mean employment opportunities, medical facility, education facility, security to life and property, better civic amenities, and there are different types of attractions in the city. And those attractions pull the people from rural areas, and that gradually that area get densely populated. So the attraction of the city life, or the job opportunity, or the better education facility, better medical facility, better security, better transport and communication network, these attract the people from the rural areas, and so it leads to rural to urban migration, and what we see day by day, the urban population, size of the urban population continues to increase. All the mega cities continue attracting people from the rural areas, and they are constantly growing in size. So urban areas have dense population because of the facilities they offer to, and cause leads to rural urban migration. So they attract the people from the rural areas, and rural areas people come to the city to avail those facilities and make the urban area densely populated. So urbanization play an important role. The greater the urbanization, that area will be densely populated. Now, third is industrialization. Industrialization. We have talked when we have talked about the presence of minerals, but minerals are different and industries are different. It is not necessary that industries will be located only in the area of minerals. There are many industrial beds in the world, in the country, and all industrial beds we find densely populated, well populated, because industrial bed generate employment, different types of economic activities, and so attract different type of workers, skilled, semi-skilled workers, not only the factory workers. When an area gets industrialized, agglomeration of industries start, and it gives scope to other economic sectors also to grow along with them. So, suppose transport operators, bankers, teachers, doctors, and a number of service providers start giving their services or in the industrial building. And so gradually industrial belt of the world get populated, densely populated or well populated. So industry, wherever we find industries in the world or all the industrial belt of the world are well populated because along with the industry, different infrastructure developed there, and to avail those facilities, different other small industries, other service providers also flock to that area, and that area gradually becomes populated. Now we have third, social and cultural factor. Social and cultural factors. We can see dividing into 3 points. First, we can religious or cultural factor. What actually is so population distribution is an important uh, aspect of study in demography. And so it becomes necessary to know what are the different factors that contribute in the distribution of population. And what we find, besides the geographical and economic factors, social and cultural factors, political factors, government policies, they also influence the distribution of population. There are certain places which are known for high religious or cultural significance, and such places are densely populated. You can take example of Varanasi or Jerusalem. These areas, they are populated because they have high significance in terms of religion or culture. They are known for it. They have high cultural significance and religious significance, and so that attract the people. At the same time, at the same time, suppose political factors we take. Social factors we take, political factors we take, then we find people do not like to live in the areas where there is a political instability, political turmoil, or social unrest. So people move out from this area and search the new destination. So the area with social unrest or political instability, we find less populated. So political factor is also has also its place in distribution of population. And third, government policies, policy of the government, or government policies. Sometimes government also offer incentives to the people to live in a particular area. Suppose some area are sparsely populated, and government announces some incentives for the people who will settle in that sparse population area. Or government also can announce incentives for vacating the crowded area, or moving out from the crowded area. Like we have an example, Rajasthan command area of Rajasthan Canal. In that area, government offered incentives with the agricultural incentives and economic incentives. The people who are given free water, So government can suppose when Kolkata was overpopulated and industry were to be shifted in the outer skirt, so that people, I mean government gave them incentives to settle the industry outside the urban areas. So in this way, government policy, as suppose Bokaro steel plant was set up in the less economically backward area, I mean economy backward area, just to make that region economically advanced. And after the industry was set up, then that area got populated also. So government policy also play important role in uh, distribution of population. Actually, distribution of population is an important characteristic of demography, and that helps us in making better planning of development, develop better development plan for the people in a country. So, in this way, today, what we have seen, what we have studied, there are three major factors: geographical factors, economic factors, socio-cultural factors, social and cultural factors. So we have seen that geographical factors, availability of water, landform, climate, and soil are the important factors. In the economic factor, we have seen the presence of minerals, urbanization, and industrialization are the important factors. And besides that, we have seen the social and cultural factors where religious or cultural factor or political factor. Political factor means if the area is victim of war or terrorism or any such things, social unrest or political instability, then people do not like to live. And third, we have seen that in certain area, government plays an important role in making the area well settled, well populated, or less populated. Government may try for from I mean removing the people from the crowded area or settling the people in the less crowded area, and for that government announces some benefits or incentives. So government policy also, government role of government also is an important factor. So in this way, we have come to know that there are certain factors or all the factors that influence the distribution of population over the Earth surface. So thank you. We'll meet again in the next video, next live class. अब 1 मिनट के लिए